Well, in today's business world, if you're not marketing yourself online, you may as well not be marketing yourself at all. And joining us to talk about some of the different ways that companies are working to help small businesses and businesses of all sizes in our local area market themselves online is Stephen Childs, the founder of Dorsay Creative, on the program with us today. Stephen, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you on. So first off, tell us about your business and some of the different things that you do, the services that you provide to help businesses put together a marketing plan and execute a marketing plan in today's world that's so driven by marketing on the internet.
So we're a full-service digital marketing agency, so we do everything from website design all the way to Google AdWords and different pay-per-click advertising campaigns. We do search engine optimization and Facebook and Instagram marketing. Just about anything that has to do with marketing on the internet, we do.
And talk about how important that is today and how much more important that's become over the last several years through the COVID-19 pandemic, as businesses were closed and had to transition a lot of what they do to being online. Just how much has this digital marketing world grown just in the last few years?
Massively. So we've seen several new industries come out of just the concept of what needs to be done in digital marketing. The importance of it is that everything is so hyper competitive now that if we're not actually focused on trying to be ahead of the curve, we're going to fall behind very quickly. And that goes for any business, that goes for any organization or institution. If you're not marketing yourself, you're not going to necessarily be successful. It's critical that everything that you're doing, people know about and understand.
And what's great about today and how much of this has gone on to the internet is gone are the days where you had to have a massive budget in order to market yourself on a massive scale, because you'd have to do that through radio or TV ads. Those are very expensive. Print ads too, billboards and so on. Today, you can do this with tools that are available to you for free. And the biggest thing that you need is a little bit of know-how on how to do that effectively, especially on social media. Can you speak to that and how businesses maybe are doing that effectively today, but other ways that some businesses generically may be not putting their best foot forward when it comes to social media marketing?
Yeah, so because the internet's out there and all these different resources exist, it's important to know that a lot of these things, there's guidebooks and downloads and YouTube videos that you can go to and actually find out how to do a lot of these different things. A couple of things that people seem to miss out on a lot is just making sure that your website is ready to go, that your Google business listing and Yelp listings are updated and correct. Those few things can actually make a big impact.
And so let's dive into that a little bit further. Not to give it all away, because you do want to, of course, bring people in to get that nitty gritty, but what are some of those important factors that go into getting that correct that businesses sometimes are overlooking and could be the difference between them having a really effective plan for their online marketing versus having one that goes a little bit of a way forward but really doesn't move that needle too much?
Yeah, so I like you said the plan part, because that's the key, is the strategy, is to knowing what's supposed to happen next, what you're going to be doing next. That's essential to making sure that whatever marketing efforts you're doing are moving you forward. So, with the website optimization thing, what you can do is, if you're reasonably tech savvy, you can actually find a download guide, find a book, find a website, and actually kind of go through and make sure that your website is ready for search. Search engine optimization is not going anywhere. It's incredibly complicated, but if you follow the steps that you're given, you can do, quite a bit right away. And just doing that means, if you do it today, you're going to get something out of it tomorrow. Claiming your business listing on Google, Yelp, Apple Maps, or Bing, those are all free. So also don't let anyone charge you for that, because they're totally free. You just have to go in there and make sure that what you're doing makes sense for your business. There's also things like Facebook ads, which typically can provide a relatively reasonable return for a very low cost. So there's a lot of different things that can be done. Email marketing is another strong, method that's cost effective. You can do different business assessments and find out like what your website looks like to the search engines. You can just regularly post on social media. I mean, that's a pretty effective way of garnering attention, attracting business, and attracting new customers. And all of these things work, whether you are business selling to another business or you're a business that sells to a consumer. So they both have the same need for marketing, whether you're B2B or B2C or even direct to consumer. All of these different things that are out there that are possible can be done by just one person sitting in an office for a couple of days. So it's incredibly important that is what's done.
You can find them on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on LinkedIn at Dorsay Creative, and find them online as well. DorsayCreative.com, DORSAY Creative.com for more information, or call this Pontiac-based business at 248-775-1250, 248-775-1250. Joining us on the program today is the founder of Dorsay Creative, Stephen Childs, with us on today's edition of the program. And Stephen, the great thing about the web, about SEO and about social media marketing is that, as you mentioned, a lot of these tools, just on a basic level, are free for companies to utilize. And especially today, given the state of the economy with inflation and with companies really needing to be tight with their money in order to keep moving their bottom line forward, doing this on a budget is really important, and it can be a tough task for a lot of companies that want to really focus on marketing as a key point of their future. So for companies that are looking to advance their marketing but want to do so on a budget, what are some of your suggestions for them as they're putting forth that plan and then putting that plan to action?
Well, I always start our clients out with write down what your goals are. Once you understand what your goals are, you can figure out how to achieve those. That's the first step towards building a strategy. Understand what channels work. So if you have a Facebook account and you're posting on there every single day, and it's not doing anything for you, it's time to rethink whether or not that's the best strategy, because that time and effort could be placed into a search engine optimization, for example, and you'll yield a faster, better result in less time. Or you could put it towards, advertising on Google, which is another cost-effective, low-budget sort of option. So once you start with that strategy and understand where you want to go, then you can employ all the different methods that are out there to get you to that point. So a couple of things to note is that with website design, websites have to look good. They have to work on phones. If they don't work on phones, they're practically useless. And the reason for that is because most people, whether it's businesses or individuals, it doesn't really matter. They're using their phone to search for everything, from food all the way to flowers to jackets and t-shirts. It's everything that they do is search for on their phone. We find that almost 90% of all of our advertising views and organic search results and everything are triggered on a phone. So it's important to note that your website is ready for the phone to be, what we call it responsiveness. So make sure it's responsive. The website is working on the phone and it's easy to navigate. So once you understand what you want to move towards, then you can focus on what needs to be done. So I would start with your goals, then apply those goals to how you can achieve that in the various realms of marketing. So that could be your website, it could be search engine optimization, it could be making sure Google My Business listings are working, it could make sure that your social media is effective. There are lots of free or low-cost social media workshops that you can attend that will give you a pretty good insight into how to make the most of social media. There's, if you have an email list and you're not leveraging that, that's, you might want to think about doing that. If you have the opportunity and the funds, you can go with, either do an online business assessment, or you can find a company that actually run an assessment and see where your shortfalls might be. But start with that strategy, then work that strategy into a plan, and then execute that. Don't forget the execution part.
And all this is great advice from a company that can also help you with this as well. And so, Stephen, a few more minutes with you today. How can a company like yours come in and take the strategy that these companies may have put together for themselves and some of the ways that they want to affect that strategy and take that to the next step to make it that much more effective?
So if you have a strategy built out, or the semblance of a strategy, or understand what your goals are, companies like ours, agencies, what we typically do is going to go over that and create a new strategy. We're going to look at all the different things that you're trying to achieve, and then we're going to put that to work. And some of the stuff that we do might take a little bit of time. It might yield immediate results. So it depends on what the point is and what the objective is and what your goals are. So if your goals are, a year from now you want to double sales or something, that's where the strategy comes in place, and that's where we might employ SEO. If you want sales now to build capacity to do more advertising, then your best bet is to do something on, social media advertising or Google Ads. So what's important to note is that when you're dealing with an agency, we are experts in what we do. We're very knowledgeable, and we exchange the information, not necessarily between ourselves, but we exchange the information that exists on the internet, and we make it our business to keep up with all the changes that are happening in the marketplace. 2 years ago, Google made some massive changes to search algorithms that basically anyone who had great rankings lost those rankings and had to re-achieve them because they shifted to a content focus. Well, we were ahead of that, and we knew that change was coming, so none of our clients saw an impact on that. So those are the kind of value adds that agencies have, but you also get, depending on what kind of agency you're going with, more than one head to do the work and to put together the strategy and to execute what you want to achieve.
More information and ways you can get in contact with them can be found on DorsayCreative.com. DorsayCreative.com. We're joined by the founder of Dorsay Creative, Stephen Childs, on today's edition of the Megacast. Stephen, got another minute with you before we'll need to wrap things up today. You recently achieved your minority-owned business certification from the National Minority Supplier Enterprise Council. Tell us about that and how that is helping your business take that next step forward as well.
Well, a lot of corporations look for that particular aspect of businesses. We're one of few marketing or agencies that actually have that. And it was quite a rigorous process to go through to actually get that. We have to provide a lot of proof of everything, really, all the way down to finances. And once we do, and we get that certification, it helps any business that's minority owned with securing new contracts. The opportunity for grants and loans exists. It's really a way to leverage all of the possible things that are out there for you.
Well, congratulations on the certification, and thank you for joining us to tell us about all the great work that you're doing and provide some advice to businesses that may be in need of some help moving that marketing plan forward. Stephen, thank you so much.
Thank you.